Hey there, Scoobies. We have our next Monster of the Week episode, and it's another one of my lesser favourite in the series. That being said, Reptile Boy does have something to say, so let's take a look. The episode begins wholesomely as the Scoobies watch a Bollywood movie and Buffy braids Willow's hair. Buffy's line here,
I, for one, am giddy and up. There's a kind of hush all over Sunnydale.
Is a nice foreshadowing, whether intentional or not, for the episode Hush in Season 4. Meanwhile, a young girl is attempting to escape some hooded cult-like figures. Funny that School Hard made us feel like we were getting away from this type of thing, and ironically it will be revealed to be a fraternity that are partaking. The next day, Cordy is schooling on the art of attracting boys.
Dr. Debbie says when a man is speaking, you make serious eye contact and you really, really listen, and you laugh at everything he says.
It's kind of an interesting take. It seems shallow on the surface, but there is something to be said here. There have been some studies that have shown that women are interested in men that can make them laugh, thus humour being a trait that men use, for want of a better term, to court them. Here Cordy is reverse engineering that idea. Buffy is confiding in Willow that she has been dreaming of Angel recently, and Willow gives some pretty decent advice.
You could ask him for coffee some night. It's the non-relationship drink of choice. It's not a date, it's a caffeinated beverage.
Xander and Cordy continue their flirtation, with Cordy being on the nose about Xander's college prospects.
You'll go to college someday, Xander. I just know your pizza delivery career will take you so many exciting places.
Buffy goes to see Giles, who was a little high-strung in her training, despite the lack of recent activity. And I find it interesting seeing this side of Giles.
Well, here's a hard fact of life. We all have to do things we don't like. And you have hand-to-hand this afternoon and patrol tonight, so I suggest you come straight here at the end of period 6 and you get your homework done. And don't dawdle with your friends.
As we saw in School Hard, Buffy makes a pretty good leader, which tends to be Giles' role when coupled with being her mentor. And it feels like he is feeling a little redundant. That aside, the more probable reason is that he's starkly aware of the low life expectancy of a Slayer, and frustrated that Buffy doesn't comprehend it in the way that he does. The Scoobs witness Cordy acting dorky.
Excuse me?
And I think they're kind of rubbing off on her. The college guys seem a little more interested in Buffy. Richard is clearly a douche, so it's easy to see Cordy's attraction. But Tom plays off as the good cop.
I just feel like a complete dolt meeting you this way, so here I stand in all my doltishness.
Buffy is used to being the hunter.
Right. Like she's gonna fall for that.
But here she becomes the prey. Unbeknown to her, she's saved by Giles, who she then emasculates in 2 moves. That night on patrol, Buffy brings up the idea of dating with Angel, who does a good job of being an arsehole.
You're 16 years old, I'm 241.
I've done the math.
I don't know what you're doing, you don't know what you want.
Before manoeuvring into melodrama.
This isn't some fairy tale. When I kiss you, you don't wake up from a deep sleep and live happily ever after.
There are many times throughout the series, and especially in Angel's own show, where he proves to be the more mature of the two. But here, it is not one of those moments. While Buffy is communicating her feelings, Angel, rather than communicating his feelings and concerns, uses language to belittle Buffy. The next day, Cordy comes looking for a favour.
Did you lose weight? And your hair? Alright, I respect you too much to be dishonest.
Cordy is many things, but one thing she is not is a liar, which means that when she says she respects Buffy too much, inside the would-be insult is some truth. Buffy has gained Cordy's respect, which is another small step in Cordy's journey. Buffy tells Xander and Willow that she's going to go to the frat party because of Angel, and I like how they play as the little angel and devil on her shoulders.
I mean, he likes you. More than likes.
Angel barely says 2 words to me.
Don't you hate that?
They catch Giles practicing, and Buffy lies to Giles about what she's up to. Willow and Xander gives her some heat for what she's doing.
Well, say it.
I'm not gonna say it.
You lied to Giles.
So she will.
And Buffy doubles down on the decision.
7 days a week, I'm busy saving the world. Once in a great while, I want to have some fun. That's what I'm going to have tonight. Fun!
I like that though they have different motives, there is a unified front from Xander and Willow. Xander decides to gatecrash the party, and Willow, ever perceptive, says the quiet part out loud.
You gotta keep an eye on Buffy. Those frat guys creep me.
You want to protect her?
Mm-hmm.
And prove that you're just as good as those rich, snotty guys?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe catch an orgy?
If it's on early.
At the party, Buffy is feeling exposed when Tom saves her from the drunks. He continues to play the part of the White Knight, while Xander gets caught.
You got us a crasher.
The frat boys bring Buffy another drink, and in this moment of weakness...
What the hell? I'm tired of being mature.
Intoxicated, Buffy makes it upstairs and passes out, and we get the obvious reveal of Tom's true nature, and that Cordy had also been drugged. Back at the library, Giles and Willow are tracking clues to the missing girl, with Willow covering for her. Buffy and Cordy find themselves chained in the basement along with the missing girl about to be sacrificed. Willow comes clean to Giles and Angel about where Buffy is in a cathartic moment for her.
I know she's the chosen one, but you're killing her with the pressure. I mean, she's 16 going on 40. And you! I mean, you're gonna live forever. You don't have time for a cup of coffee?
Xander, on his walk of shame, notices Cordy's car. This is to drive the plot, but him knowing that it's her number plate is another hint that he pays more attention to Cordy than he likes to admit. Makita pops out to say hello, and I can't help but giggle at the phallic metaphor of
For he shall rise from the depths.
Giles, Willow and Angel get to the frat where they meet Xander. Meanwhile,
No woman speaks to him.
Buffy breaks free and punches the snake and takes out Tom and the frat boys before dispatching, At the Bronze, we see Cordy has changed her tune.
Young men are the only way to go.
Xander gets another pop in.
Does every conversation we have to come around to that freak? Hey man, how you doing?
And Angel asks Buffy out for coffee.
I hear this place serves coffee.
The moral of the story is summed up between Buffy and Giles.
I told one lie. I had one drink.
Yes, and you were very nearly devoured by a giant demon snake.
Buffy acted recklessly in response to the pressure placed on her by the adults in her life. So, let's talk about the metaphor. Makita represents the very real danger to women when out and alone. Both Cordy and Buffy were doped by drinks that they hadn't made themselves, Makita being the consequence of that unfortunate decision. The point here isn't that they were at fault or that we should blame the victim, only that we should safeguard ourselves. Buffy did exactly that. She wasn't interested and didn't want to go.
So not interested.
Also, while at the party, she initially turned down the drinks.
Is there alcohol in this?
Just a smidge.
Her downfall was her emotional immaturity. She made the immature decision to go to get back at Angel, and then to drink to get back at Giles. As for the frat boys, the show is making reference to the nature of boys and frats and what's important to them, what they worship. More so, if you look at the fact that they are wealthy and prosperous, and give thanks to Makita for it, I wouldn't blame you for thinking this is a metaphor for the patriarchy and the concept that hierarchy structures at the top are built on the worship of the, well, you know. You know?